flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I turned over to the superintendent for our couple things that we have here.
Thank you, Steve, and good evening. Tonight's a really exciting night. We're going to be honoring and recognizing some really important people. We have our retirement reception, so we're going to be honoring our retirees, also those who are going to be receiving tenure. We also have a NISBA award to give out this evening, and under board commendations and presentations, we also have a presentation about the Family Support Center. After we do those things, we will have a little bit of a break so that people who do or have other places to go, you'll be able to do that. So let me start with our retirees. This is a truly wonderful evening for all of us, but of course it's bittersweet. It is a time when we take a moment to pause and thank those who have made a difference in our district for so many years. To our retirees, please accept my heartfelt congratulations and appreciation for your dedicated service to our district. Tonight, we will honor 8 of you in person. In all, over the course of the last 12 months, a total of 24 staff members will have retired from our district, with a combined years of service of 620 years. 620 years. Each of our retirees will be called up, and there'll be a little presentation and some nice kind words said about each one, and then we'll be presenting them with their district apple.
I'd like to welcome Jackie Krause up. Jackie's a second grade teacher at Eric Road, and she was there when I started at Eric Road over 20 years ago, and I can't believe it's the time, I know. So Jackie is off to enjoy her future years as a Niagara Wheatfield retiree. She has fully earned this title after 38 years of faithful service to Eric Road students. Jackie attended Buffalo State College, where she went on to receive both her undergraduate and master's degree in education. Following college, she began her career at Head Start. She taught preschool at the Perry Projects in Buffalo for 3 years. She was hired at NW in 1986 as a first grade teacher. She also taught kindergarten prep for summer school at the high school for 3 years. She then spent the rest of her career enhancing the lives of her second grade students and colleagues alike. She has been a hardworking and committed teacher that spent countless hours beyond the workday to make her students' experiences the best they could be. I mean, even on days when I'm there late, Jackie's out there by the copier, by the mailbox, on the phone. Jackie will enjoy her retirement with her husband, John, of almost 27 years, and her son, John Robert. They enjoy spending quality time together and traveling abroad. The world is now your oasis, Jackie. Enjoy every minute of your future years, knowing that your dedicated service has been admired and appreciated. We will miss you, but are so happy you will be savoring the rest and relaxation you most deserve. And Mariana Hayes. Mariana is a PE teacher at Eric Road. Mariana Hayes has unquestionably achieved the remarkable honor of retirement after 32 years of teaching PE in the Niagara Wheatfield Central School District. Mariana loved playing sports growing up and has always been a standout athlete. Mariana graduated high school in her hometown, Hornell, where she proudly played basketball, soccer, and softball as a Red Raider. She fulfilled 2 years of study at Alfred State and completed her bachelor's in physical education at Brockport. During her time in college, Mariana continued her passion for sports and proudly wore her jersey number 24 at Brockport on the basketball courts, where she won 2 impressive free throw state championships. Her passion and dedication to becoming a great athlete carried over into her career as a physical educator. In addition, she was awarded both freshman and senior athlete of the year and is in the Hornell Hall of Fame. Within Mariana's impressive career, she has coached modified girls basketball and soccer. She has been the leader of Eric Road's Safety Patrol and an enthusiastic facilitator of daily bus, hallway, and student safety. She is out there every day in the front greeting those kids. Mariana has always advocated for bringing new excitement to the PE program at Eric Road by yearning to learn new games, participating in independent health jump rope for heart, fun to be fit, and banking on wellness programs. Mariana also loved hosting the morning intramural club, joining in on PBIS assemblies, hosting tennis in our school sponsored by the USTA, and playing in faculty basketball games. In her personal life, Mariana has been married to her supportive husband, Kyle, for 26 years. Kyle specifically helps alleviate stressful days with his humor and wit. Mariana's son, Drew, who is also back there, just completed his second year of study at NU, and following in his mother's footsteps by being actively involved in sports as well. As a matter of fact, he's going to be helping out at our field day tomorrow. In retirement, Mariana plans to enjoy spending time with her family in Cornell and maintaining her perfected landscaping. She also plans to travel more, and Mariana is an avid exerciser and has always practiced what she preached to her students. She believes in staying healthy through movement, and this sets a great example for all. In retirement, she also looks forward to leading classes at a local 9 rounds fitness facility. Mariana's work ethic, determination, and passion for her job was apparent to all who knew her. Mariana's father, who is a hero, instilled in her a high level of professionalism and ambition to always go above and beyond. You are cherished by so many. You have provided joy to thousands of students and truly instilled that fitness can be fun. A talented musical artist whom has seen perform more than 70 times live in concert said, "You can't start a fire without a spark." Thank you, Mariana, not only for providing the spark of joy in the Eric Road Physical Education Program for students, but also for leaving a fire in their hearts that they too can achieve greatness. We truly hope you enjoy the beautiful road and adventures ahead.
Next, Mr. White. No, Mr. White. Well, you can do that too if you want, Mr. Staff.
Thank you.
You go right ahead, you're up now.
Well, before he gets started, I stole his thunder and I'm sorry for this. I get center stage now, so it's fine. Mr. White is gonna be talking glowingly about his employees here at our high school. But it's my opportunity to also jump in and tell you Mr. White is gonna be celebrating his return. So. Let's all celebrate together, but Jeff has served the past 8 years here in Harveyfield as a high school principal, which is viewed as the most challenging or one of the most challenging positions in the school district. The immense pressures and the burner's always hot, so to speak. Certain days, it's sizzling, right? And Jeff was able to establish himself here in Agawam as a very strong advocate for the district. First as an AP, then a principal. And he's done that for 48 years in education. 48 years. In that 48 years, Jeff has served as a health teacher, physical education teacher, science teacher, driver ed instructor.
The most dangerous of all.
Correct. Counselor, coach, and administrator, of course, in all of those years. And he was born as a tough, hard-nosed country boy, and he really still is today. You can see he just had his shoulder surgery, no doubt old war wounds from a wrestling career and other things. But just to tell you a little bit about how tough he is, he wanted to be here more than anything, you know, just get back. He was calling 2 days after his surgery, like, I'm ready to come back, I'm ready to come back. We had to kind of sit him on the sideline, let him heal just a little, but he wanted to be here again to maintain that focus on the kids in Agawam. I guess we couldn't shake out the wrestler in him, you know, for that. So, Jeff, we wish you the very best as you enjoy retirement and you enjoy a little bit more free time with your beautiful family and awesome grandchildren. So congratulations to you in advance. Now,
I have to add, so where sometimes staff members know from maybe there's surgery that they have to have or something like that. Jeff didn't want to have the surgery, wanted to put it off until retirement so badly that he was waiting and waiting, and the pain that he was in actually pass out, fall over, hit his head when the doctor said you have to go now. So that's what it took to put him on the sideline. So we're gonna
I don't know if you guys on this side heard, but I shared here, I'm not very bright, so that's the reason for a lot of this. There are three ladies that are retiring from the high school that have dedicated their lives to the work they do. They've established high expectations for themselves, high expectations for the students they work with. The standard they set actually mentors and sets that standard for other people that work with them. We are very, very fortunate to have Liz Young, Sandy Joseph, and Beth Biscady with us tonight that are retiring. But I'd like to share that teaching isn't easy, yet they make it look effortless. The patience and understanding, the amount of work that is done outside of the classroom to make all that look effortless is unbelievable. The acceptance of the diversity of students they have and all the effort they make to make sure that every student gets what they need to be successful. And then when they are successful, they themselves enjoy that student's success often more than the student does. And that's amazing to watch when that teacher really appreciates what students are able to do. They present things in a multitude of ways. And sometimes if you do something over and over again and it doesn't work, and you know it doesn't work, and you want somebody to be successful, you find other ways to do it. But that patience that they exude in that effort is truly amazing, because when that light goes on for that student, the energy that's created between the teacher and the student establishes that rapport that lasts forever. And these ladies have been able to do that. My guess is they've always been teachers. When they were little kids, their parents knew that if there were several children in the family, you talk to this child so the other children in the family understand. Their friends in the neighborhood knew who organized the group, who made sure everybody was where they're supposed to be. And even the parents of your friends knew that. So they depended on you as well. You know, teaching's not easy. Teaching's not for everybody. Teaching is something that you can work at to be good, but when you're really, really good, it looks so effortless. It appears that teaching chose you. And that's what these ladies are. So I'm going to get out of the way, because there are people that work with them within our building that have something very, very meaningful, profound, and personal to say. And I'm going to get out of the way and let them do that. But ladies, thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. We are here because one of our favorites is on to a new chapter. So we prepared some remarks. Okay. 1993 is known for a lot. Bill Clinton was inaugurated. Tag teams, whoop, there it is, was a hit song. And most importantly, a seemingly timid Potsdam grad in the mean streets of Wilson became a Falcon. Beth Piscati has always been a champion for children. Unlike many who give this phrase lip service, Beth lived it. As a Falcon, she advised nearly every club that's offered at the high school. She has been a member of countless committees. I can't look at you. I'm crying. Seeks out opportunities to empower children, and certainly has left this district in a much better place. Her classroom, as many have outlined on my Facebook message to her that I had to block her 6 months ago from, had many students comment on how wonderful she was. One such student is Kennedy Heaton, class of 2017. Mrs. Piscati is always such a joy to be around. She made her room a safe place, even if you weren't a student in her class. I was fortunate to become neighbors with Beth in the B Hall some 20 years ago. She was the kindest colleague I ever could find. She guided me through personal struggle. I can't look at her. Helped me make pedagogical decisions and showed me how to navigate a high school as large as this while still keeping kids at the forefront of her priorities. Beth empowered her colleagues, her students, her administrators to make good choices. Just recently, through her letters of informed action, she has guided students to advocate for appropriate speed limits for school zones, installed feminine product dispensers full of products for students to use in the bathrooms, and help students maximize their potential through the New York State Seal of Civic Readiness. Though these initiatives took a lot of work, there's a significant return on her investment. Alex Butera, class of 2018, told me, there are so many memories I could share about Mrs. Piscati. She deeply cared about her students and consistently inspired everyone to be the best version of themselves. I'll never forget Interact Club, Valentine's Day Bingo, the Senior Citizen Prom, the Rotary Club breakfast at Olympia. The list goes on. I can't imagine what my Niagara Wheatfield experience would have been without having Mrs. Piscati back-to-back years in social studies. I can confidently say that without her inspiration and guidance, I wouldn't have went to college, St. Bonaventure, nor would I have run for class president there. I am a better person because of her. Thank you, Beth, for your dedication to our profession and Niagara Wheatfield students. Your guidance and inspiration has helped change many students' lives. So much so, we have one here. Colton Pankowitz, everybody.
Yeah, it's just but for those of you that don't know, my name is Colton Pankowitz. I am a 2020 graduate. And I'll tell a really quick story because I will ramble on. Because I didn't know that I was talking today, but this is great actually, because here we are. My junior year of high school, I had the opportunity to decide on whether or not I wanted to stay at Niagara Wheatfield or play football at Canisius. And while I never even hit 6 foot, so that was a great decision in itself, I stayed here because of the people, both my classmates and my teachers. And I had the pleasure of having Miss Piscati in back-to-back years for social studies. And if you had me as a student, I'm not the smartest by any means. I describe myself as a great guy, one that loves to talk, but I was a handful at times and very immature, very the class clown, if you will, and Miss Piscati always found a way to balance me, to educate me or humble me, and she is a big reason why I was confident and mature enough, I guess, to make it through 4 years of college. So because of people like her, I am here today. So congrats, Mrs. Piscati.
Thank you.
The ladies with foreign language department are going to share, I'm sure. A lot.
You can stand wherever you want. So our department is taking a huge hit this year. We're losing two of our wonderful teachers and colleagues. So I have a few words to say about each of them. So I'm gonna start with Sandy Joseph. Good evening and thank you for the opportunity to share a little bit about our very own Sandy Joseph. 2 short years ago, we stood before many of you to talk about another one of our language ladies, Julia Cuesa, and her impending retirement. We stand here tonight again in the same mode, feeling joy, sorrow, disbelief, and excitement that another one of our pillars of strength, talent, no nonsense, all business will be reaping the joys of retirement in 2 short weeks. Sandy has been teaching for 30 years. She started her career in Niagara Falls High School and taught there for 6 years before moving here to ETMS. In 2006, she made the move to the high school to join the Lote ladies, and the rest is history. Our department was complete. Sandy was exactly what we needed. Her go with the flow, roll with the punches, put students first attitude was everything we needed. Sandy brings to the table a knack for calm, the gift of never getting rattled and not sweating the small stuff. We actually think she may have written that book. She unknowingly provides her students with that gift as well. Her classes are run methodically, incorporating the New York State content as she transitions seamlessly to using games as a mode of delivery. The laughter from her students each day demonstrates her ability to teach while actually having fun. Sometimes we actually have to close our doors because our kids are so excited that it's just fun to hear. Her students know that she's dedicated to giving them the tools to succeed, and they know she's on their side. Sandy has such a love for travel, adventure, and other cultures that she has shared this love with her students. Her travels have included Puerto Rico, Costa Rica, and New York City. The memories we've made together and with our students will last a lifetime. We can't envision our department without you, Sandy. For a long time, the running joke was that Liz, Lisa, and I were M&Ms for Halloween, and Sandy was going to be a Skittle. Well, Sandal, nothing could be further from the truth. Here is your and Lizzie's M&M shirts. We expect you to wear them every Halloween. It's said by the Lote ladies that you can tell how much a person is truly loved by the number of nicknames she has. Well, you are loved, Sandy, and here we go. Sandy, aka Sandal, Sandstorm, Sandalia, Crandy, which is a combination of Crenda, me, and Sandy, Mom, and most importantly, Granny. Sandy has been a devoted wife to her husband, Billy, for 36 years, and she is a mom to sons, Zach and Jacob, and daughter, Julie. Her pride and joy are her grandsons, Robbie and Luke, and another baby, Joseph, due in December. We have been honored and blessed to work beside you, Sandal. We are not only friends, but family. Good luck. Enjoy every minute of your retirement. Okay, I'm still going. All right. Liz Young. Here she is. We'd like to take another moment of your time to talk about and honor our colleague, Liz Young. Liz has been teaching for an amazing 36 years. Niagara Wheatfield has been so lucky to have had her for her entire career. Liz started teaching in 1988 at Edwardtown Middle School. She is everything you want as a Spanish teacher. She's energetic, enthusiastic, but most of all, she has an endless love for the language and culture. She would always tell us about when she used to make over 100 piñatas with her middle schoolers. Piñatas would be hanging from every part of every ceiling, and she would get fire coated by the fire marshal every single year. Her goal at the end of the year was to make students love the language as much as she did, and Liz, they sure did. She will be greatly missed, not only by her colleagues, but also by so many students. She is kind, compassionate, funny, organized, and above all, an amazing human being. It's not just about teaching the language for Liz. It's about building character and inspiring students to think outside the box and to be the very best that they can be. She makes students feel safe in that they have a voice that matters. She promotes acceptance and empathy and is always making kids think about how they can make a difference and how to be accepting of other cultures and people. Liz is the backbone of the World Language Goddesses and a mentor to us all. Liz makes you want to be the best version of yourself. In 2000, Liz took the plunge and made the move to the high school. It's here where her journey with us began. She isn't afraid to try new things. Any new website, activity, game, Liz was about it. And that's what makes her such an incredible teacher. She's always trying new and fun activities with her students. The impact she has had on students is everywhere you go. She is an advisor for the National Honor Society, where she encourages students to make a difference and volunteer their time in the community. She does the after-school sports program and knows every single student by name. And there's times where there's over 150 kids in that cafeteria. Every year, sports students are able to pick a teacher to honor who's made an impact on their lives. Liz has been picked more times than we can count. The students love her, look up to her, and honor her the best way they can. Twice a year, we have cultural food days to celebrate Hispanic food and international food. Liz is known for making tostones every year. She stands and fries over 400 tostones so that every single student that takes Spanish, French, and Tuscarora has the opportunity to try these heavenly appetizers. That is dedication. That is the dedication and passion she brings to this department. We're so lucky to have had the opportunity to work with Liz and for so many to have been taught by Liz. When they say that the right kind of teacher can drastically change the course of someone's life, they're talking about Liz Young. Lizzie, we will miss you, but we wish you all the best in your adventures and fun in your retirement.
Many of you know Dawn Greiner, worked in the district for 20+ years. And when somebody spends that amount of time and invests that amount of time and effort in the district, they become a very valuable resource when you have a question. Dawn knew a lot. Dawn knew a tremendous amount. Not only did she know the rationale for decisions that were made at the high school, 25, 30 years ago, she knew everybody. And not only did she know everybody, she knew everybody that everybody was connected to or related to and could tell you stories about all of those folks. Those types of things can't be replaced when you attempt to make decisions that are really important for the district moving forward. Dawn was a wealth of information when it came to that. When something needed to be done for children, she was on top of it. She may have grumbled a little bit, we all do. But she certainly took advantage of the opportunity to do the best for children. One of my favorite things about Dawn, working with her for 8 years, was asking a question, talking about it, not necessarily arguing about it, but saying it differently, but realizing we were arguing about it, just saying it differently, meaning the same thing, and then laughing about it afterwards. Dawn's sorely missed. Her husband Dave is here this evening to receive Dawn's memento from the district. So Dave, would you please come up?
About, we're wondering what graduation is gonna be like this year. Because we counted on it for that big time. So, Liz.
Congratulations to all the retirees. It's my honor to be here with Vince Schiffer tonight. Vince is our culture teacher at Tuscarora, and I'm sad, but so also happy for Vince in this moment of retirement and his new adventure in his life. Congratulations, Vince, on your retirement. You've been a wonderful friend, teacher, mentor, coach, movie critic, avid reader, historian, environmental expert, food connoisseur, and unique chef. So I've learned so much through the years, and you're my go-to person. When someone asks me a question, I usually say, I don't know, let's ask Vince. Because, you just have so much knowledge about Tuscarora. A little background, you graduated from Syracuse. You then came to Tuscarora School in the 90s. We both kind of met in early 90s. I think it was 92, but 95. Yep, 95. So Vincent, we started working together in 95 when I was a teacher at Tuscarora School. Vince taught me so much about language, culture, history, and lacrosse. And I'm forever grateful for your wisdom. Vince worked in classrooms as a language teacher and then transitioned to culture. 15 years ago, he started teaching 2 social studies classes at the high school, Indigenous Studies. So he had the opportunity to work with students at Tuscarora School and then follow them to the high school, and Vince loved it. He had that absolute vibe where he would be with them, and then he also coached lacrosse. When Joanne Reinholtz retired, he took over the culture position. He also coached Niagara Wheatfield wrestling during his career. And as we all know, Coach Niagara Wheatfield's boys lacrosse, varsity lacrosse. And I love this quote from the Gazette that was recently published. Vince Schiffer coached lacrosse the same way he taught in the classroom. He intertwined passion, detail, and history into lessons. Schiffer's tenure included winning 2 Section 6 Class B titles, right, in 2011, and then against Clarence in May 28th, along with capturing a sectional title and the program's first trip to the state postseason as a player in 1981. Vince is always proactive, no drama, very factual, consistent. He never sends students to the office, he just handles it. When I ask him about a student or I'm a little bit concerned, he says, they work for me in my class. He just has this amazing management. In yoga, we call it true north alignment. Like he just says, line up, and they all line up. I called it the look, but it's not really the look. It's just like, he waits. And then they just have the utmost respect for Vince. He has an amazing classroom management and relationships with kids. If a student's mind wanders off, he simply, waits and looks, and the student is back on task. The reasoning behind this is because Vince's culture, language, and Indigenous Studies classes are all engaging and meaningful to all students. He has a true gift of passion for his craft, excitement to work with the students and their families, and his love for teaching is noticed by students, colleagues, and the community. Vince has truly touched the lives of so many students. He is a strong male Native role model. And some of my memorable times were Earth Spirit field trips. You remember those? Maple tapping. I am an expert at maple tapping because of Vince. And of course, our Letchworth trips where he taught me that wind, rain, and thunderstorms are my friend. Fantasy Island was always an adventure where we would spend the entire day on rides with kids. That was back when we could go to Fantasy Island, which was crazy when you think about it today, but we did for a whole day, the whole school would go. Vince worked has worked 28 and a half years, and I am forever grateful. He was on the interview committee when I moved from a 5th grade teacher to principal, and when I looked out, it was a committee of 15 people, and I'll never forget it. He smiled, and he kind of gave me a sense of calmness and confidence. Thank you for being my mentor through all these years, and I will keep your memories near and dear to my heart. Your love and dedication to students and your love and dedication to Tuscarora language, history, and community will always be. Congratulations.
And I will tell you that our entire district staff is better off because of Vince. He's been one of the people who's been integral in helping us better understand Tuscarora culture. If I could, I'd ask for one more round of applause for all of our retirees. As I said earlier, tonight, we not only honor our retirees, but also we want to take this opportunity to recognize those who will be receiving tenure in our district. Please know that we are proud to say that getting a certificated position in Niagara-Wheatfield is not an easy task. We have many highly qualified individuals who apply, so those who get hired are truly top-notch. It is then each individual's job to prove themselves and prove us right for choosing them. The staff members in front of the board tonight have done just that. And we expect even greater things from them for the remainder of their careers. At this time, I will call the names of those who are present tonight who will be receiving tenure. I'd ask that you stand and remain standing till I call the names, and I'd like to make sure we give all of these people a great round of applause. So first, from Eric Road, Lisa Padlock. Stand up. Also Eric Road, Amanda Karpinski. From CV, Anthony Capasilli. Also from CV, Kimberly Lamacchia. Also from Colonial Village, Lauren Corrales. And rounding out Colonial Village, David Myers. From our administrative team at ETMS, our assistant principal, Kelly Moore. Dr. Kelly Moore. From ETMS, Lauren Wild. From Tuscarora, Christiana Jansa. Also Tuscarora, Aaron Prenna. And another from Tuscarora, Caitlin Phillips. From West Street, Teresa Corbett. Also from West Street, Courtney Fick. And from our district office, our assistant superintendent, Tom Stack. Thank you, everyone, and thank you for coming tonight. Should give that one a microphone. Next, it's my honor to present one of the awards from NYSBA. For those that don't know, NYSBA is the New York State School Boards Association. They present awards to individuals who have demonstrated an extra devotion to being a board member. those board members who have gone to additional professional development and have reached so many hours of service with NISBA. So tonight, I'm going to be honoring Steve Sabo. Steve has been a board member in our district for 13 years. Imagine being a board member for 13 years. Here are just a few of the things that have happened during Steve's tenure. The person sitting back here to my right, Benjamin Moore, who is our ex officio board member, that happened under Steve's reign. As if you don't know, now all New York State schools are expected to have an ex officio board member. Our district was one of the early pioneers of that. Steve's been on the board when we've moved from the most fiscally stressed district in New York State to one of the least fiscally stressed districts in New York State. During his tenure, and especially the teachers in the district would know this, we didn't have reliable Wi-Fi. We didn't have technology for our students. We don't have those things. We also have, and I think this is really important, a technology reserve that's set aside to continue to make sure that we can have upgrades for future technology. As you know, we've had to add back a lot of programming. We've added back those programs. We've added back a number of positions. All that's been while Steve's been on this board. Many safety upgrades, from having school resource officers and school security officers in every single building, to having weapons detection systems, something none of us have wanted, but we certainly appreciate having. He's been supportive of so many of the capital projects. Since I've been here, he was here before me. We've had an $18 million project, a $30 million project, now a $59 million project. That's not to mention some of the other smaller projects that we've had as a district. He's been very active away from the board table as well. We've, as many of you know, we've had the Eco Campus project where, you know, you go get your hands dirty. And he's been there at many of those, and actually brought his kids to many of those functions. Most recently, 4 of our students were actually the benefactors of Steve's work, because ASBO awarded Steve a money for a scholarship because he was named board member of the year, and that resulted in 4 scholarships that went out to our students this year at the senior awards night. Those that are attached to NWAA at all know the role that Steve's played in really helping not only grow that organization, but also bring that organization to our campus. And that's been a really good thing for everyone. There's very few nights that this campus are not really busy. So I want to say congratulations, Steve, to you for all the work that you've done for our district. I have a flag for you if you come on up from NISBA. And a pen. He's always asking me for a pen and never gets it back. This one's yours.
I actually have a bag full of the X and pens.
I'm sure we get those back. No joke, they actually sent us another one because one, I'm sure he just did. So congratulations.
I just want to thank the superintendent for not even myself. I don't like to be the person usually getting these things because I get all teary-eyed and stuff, and I could, if you know, talk afterwards because I could tell stories for 13 years. It's nice to see smiling faces as opposed to when I first got on the board or when everyone was sort of pissed at me. The Worsby Ward used to sit right there in the front and scowl at me for every meeting that was there. But you know, I got to thank all the board members. We got a great superintendent. You know, 13 years of work to get our district to where it is. And it's a pleasure to have him here, and he hires a great staff. So thank all of you that are achieving tenure and retirees. 7 years, I'll see you.
So before I turn it over to Kara, for all of our award recipients, one more round of applause. One more. I'm so sorry, Kara. Look, I called you and then I forgot one. You notice there's a balloon flying right over the, one of our graduates. We've been so lucky since I've been here to have incredible ex officio student board members, okay? I don't know if we've had one that's been as hands-on. As a matter of fact, if you walk our beautiful path outside this year at one of the eco campuses, Ben and I think one other person built one of the berms himself out there. Okay, which meant all the logs, all the sticks, all the dirt, all the hay, putting all, all the oats. I mean, and that was in like a 2.5 hour time period. So, it's one thing to lead by talking to your classmates and getting them out there and getting them to participate and getting information that you bring back to this board. But your leadership by example and being there was absolutely awesome. I did present him with what the plaque that'll be hanging with his name on it at the senior awards ceremony. We do have a certificate for you that we're going to give you. There's also something there for myself and the board in that card that Ms. Bagel put together from the board members. So thank you for all of the work that you've done this year. You still have one more meeting. We'll see you on the 26th. You're going to be passing the torch to the next one. So thank you for all the work that you. Yeah.
Hate to have my back to everyone, so I'm just over here a little bit. So congratulations, first of all, to so many of my coworkers and colleagues that are here tonight retiring or receiving tenure. It's a wonderful night to be here, so congratulations to each of you. I'm here to give a brief presentation to the board so that you know what the Family Support Center has been doing this year. I'm really excited to share some things with you. As you know, the center was created to provide linkage for families, to provide access to services, and hopefully to make life a little bit easier for some of our families. So what I'm finding the last 3 years is that one of the most pressing, stressful issues for our families is food insecurity. It's figuring out how to make their dollars stretch, to feed their kids and feed their families. So to do that, I'm excited to tell you we have some new partnerships and programs that started this year. We have a retail partnership now with Tops in Sanborn that's overseen by Feed More of Western New York. So every week, myself and my colleague, Caitlin Jones, social worker, travel up the road to Tops to receive whatever donations they are willing to give us, which usually are at least 2 carloads full. They're giving us perishable items, which we didn't have access to before. So now we have fresh produce, fruits, meats, bakery items that we can then move on to other families in our district, which has been great. Sometimes the donations are so large and need to be moved so quickly that I've been able to donate a number of items to the Tuscarora Nation as well. So we're really trying to spread the food as much as we can. With MRSA, which is support from Colonial Village, we have started a mobile food pantry. We've done 5 times so far. So at dismissal time, I'm on the side road there on Miller Street with tables full of food, and parents can drive up and access that food and take it home and learn a little bit more about the food pantry. It's been very successful, and I'm always out of food within usually 30 minutes or so. So families are needing food. Our 4-legged friends need food too, and some of our families are stressed about how they're going to feed their animals. So we have a partnership with Western New York Food for Paws that gives me free cat and dog food that I can then turn over to families as well. And finally, this summer, the food pantry will be open 7 days during the day and evening from noon to 5, so that any family in the district can stop by and pick up free food, free hygiene products, and free clothing if they need it. As you can see from the past 3 years of data here, we have really grown. Our hygiene products have nearly tripled in what we have given out to families in the past 3 years. Our clothing closet has tripled in just 1 year of what we're giving out to families, and our food mart has served nearly double the amount of families we started with. So the need is there, and it continues to grow. How do we make all these things happen? I mentioned some of our partnerships, but we're also very lucky to be on the receiving end of some great organizations. The United Way provides us with a number of hygiene products from their Women United group that does a drive in the fall. The town of Niagara gifted us with a $1,000 donation this year. We were very excited to receive. The New York State United Teachers gifted us with 100 care packages full of hygiene products for families. The Niagara Wheatfield Teachers Association and especially the Social Justice Committee have been extremely instrumental in assisting me with fundraisers that have raised about $1,000 for us, as well as doing coat drives and food drives. Hopefully my voice will carry here for a minute. Our Niagara Wheatfield employees from really every department in our organization have donated in some way, shape, or form to us, which has been exciting. And then we have a number of classes, bands, clubs within Niagara Wheatfield that have done drives for me or donated finances that they've fundraised for us. Community members have made donations as well, and I would certainly be lost without the manpower from the high school's life skills students that do all the heavy lifting for me when our big orders come in full of food. They are receiving it and unloading it and stocking things for me, which has been great. So, some of the extra things we've been able to find for families include household goods, furniture, appliances, car seats, things for babies. If I can't find it, usually someone in the district can find it for me, which has been wonderful. It's always my goal to try and help a family become self-sufficient, independent, have some sustainability. So I'm also always helping families with applying for benefits or accessing resources that are available to them. Another area I've been involved in this year quite a bit is professional development for our staff and students. I've been able to help set up a variety of organizations to come in and speak to our staff on opening day, at our health and wellness day in September, and our March conference day for staff as well. Every quarter, our Department of Counselors and Social Workers meet with Tom's staff to review a variety of items, but we always have a speaker come in. I've been able to set those up for our group. And then for students at the high school, I've had some different organizations come in and speak to the entire junior class, to some of our English classes, and to our health students. So we've had speakers in from Horizon Health Services, the Mental Health Advocates of Western New York, and an organization called People Against the Trafficking of Humans. Access to counseling is another big area that we focus on. We continue to have a lot of success with our mental health clinics that are located in the high school and the middle school. Horizon Human Services sends us 2 counselors every week that are seeing about 15 students. Mobile Counseling New York has 2 counselors with us as well, 28 students, as well as several at Colonial Village and Eric Road. And as I'm sure you're well aware, Marissa, who years ago began a partnership with Gateway Longview that's been very successful as well, and they have a counselor 2 days a week in their building as well. North Point Council has been wonderful working with us and coming in and providing face-to-face substance abuse prevention workshops to 50 of our high school and middle school students this year, thus shortening their suspensions for poor decisions and getting them back in the classroom more quickly. So we're really excited to have that opportunity for students as well. All these services make things just easier for kids. They don't have to be on a wait list. They don't have to travel. They don't have to get their parents out of work or they miss school so they can go to counseling. They can get those services right here in the school and they continue over breaks and summer vacations. Community engagement, I'm constantly working to try and get the Family Support Center and the Helping Hand Room out there and visible so people know what's going on. At our freshman orientation, everyone who attended had a tour of the Helping Hand Room, got to hear about it. In March, along with the Equity and Education Committee, we hosted a social sports event for families where we had representatives come in to meet personally with parents to access things like SNAP, food stamps, Fidelis Care health insurance, Parent Network disability services, and help with accessing our parent portal. We offer transportation, we offer childcare. The attendance was low, but we were able to link some parents with services that didn't have those services before, and we provided some professional development from Parent Network to all of our social workers, which is great. In April, we hosted a wellness day on Saturday the 27th. We had 26 local organizations coming in, offering their services and information to families. I helped organize and host the National Honor Society's American Foundation Suicide Prevention, the fundraiser walk, which raised over $6,000. And that same day, the Family Support Center had the Helping Hand Room open and parents visited to pick out food and hygiene items, and also went shopping in the cafeteria where I had tables and tables of brand new household items for families. So it was a great day. We were able to help about 85 families this holiday season, Thanksgiving and Christmas, with food and gift cards and coats for kids. Another thing I do is take referrals all the time. I get referrals from school counselors, I get phone calls, emails, and I assist families with finding the things they need. Some are listed there. If I don't know where to find them, that's part of my job, and part of what I like is the challenge of figuring out where things are and how families can access them. I've been involved with a lot of our families that are classified as McKinney-Vento, helping them access school supplies, emergency housing, before and after school care, whatever they need so that they can get to school and be successful. Also done the same thing with a lot of our English as a new language families, ENL families who are new to our country and really starting with nothing. I'm always astounded at the courage and the bravery of our families that move here with not a strong grasp of the language yet and really very little resources, and are so happy to be here and be in our district. And it's been an honor to help some of those families get acclimated. So just a few things I want to share with you, my why I enjoy what I do, why I love working for this district, why I'm happy to be running the Family Support Center, because of things that families tell me every week, that they don't know what they would do without the food pantry, that they find the Family Support Center to be a blessing, they find our district to be amazing, they spread the word about us, that they know their kids are doing better, that they've received help, that they pay it forward. I really enjoy that when parents tell me, as soon as I'm in a better place, I'm going to come back and help, and they do. And parents saying to me, I don't know how I would have fed my family this weekend without you guys, so thank you. So that's why we do what we do. So thank you to everyone. Thank you to the board. Thank you to Tom and Dan that are so supportive of all of my efforts. Thank you so much to the NWTA, to my colleague Caitlin Jones, our life skills teachers, Mr. Ezerell and Mrs. Dixon, our agencies, Buildings and Grounds, who are wonderfully helpful to me in transporting large items to families, moving things around for me, and to every employee here. When I put out an all-call that I'm looking for a washing machine, that I'm looking for an oven, I usually have several responses within 10 minutes. It's amazing to me how giving this district is. So thank you. Thank you to everyone here for listening and for all your support with everything you do. So thank you.
One thing I would add, no, we did break for people to step to the business side. The one slide that talked about the why, you just saw a lot of the what the Family Support Center does. But what's really impressive is the how, and it's how Kara does this and how she's done it with so many of our families. And the work isn't easy work, but it's really important work, and we're certainly a better district because of the work that Kara does in the Family Support Center. So thank you, Kara. Give them a minute.
We're gonna take a 7-minute break to 8:05. People that are getting tenure, you have to finish all the cookies and cake before we appoint your tenure. So please clean that up. Elizabeth can't afford to align to these right on the. See it? It's that's the School Board Association for you. Go live then.
No, that's good.
No.
That's good. I'm Ron Burgundy.
I'll call for a motion to accept the consensus agenda as submitted.
Make a motion.
I'll second.
Anything to discuss? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, abstaining, motion carries. I'll call for a motion to accept the personnel report as submitted.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it. I'll just pull out all the tenure ones to table. All those in favor of accepting the personnel report as submitted, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, abstaining, motion carries. All right, capital project committee,
Just really quick, the general contractor, expects to start some of the work in the auditorium, before students are gone for the year. However, none of that should be impactful, to the rest of the school. Not because exams are starting, none of that work would be able to be something that would be, loud and impacting the exams because they're in such close proximity. The electrician will probably be in there as well, removing the lights. The other thing I want to say about the odd is that today an email went out district-wide, and there will be a Blackboard Connect going out for the sale of the seats. Did you want to just touch on that?
Sure, the seats will go on sale this week. I'm trying to think what week it was, next week maybe. For a 1 week period, and then they'll be distributed from 8 to noon on that following Friday. I think it's June
28th.
And anybody that does not show up, whether they're reserved or not, you can't hold them after that, so you'll lose your reservation if you don't pick it up between 8 and noon. It's cash only sale. The seats are as is, and that's it.
It's really a great opportunity, I think, for people to get a little piece of history, especially, those who have, walked these halls and been in that auditorium. I think it's a neat thing for people to get their hands on, and for $25 a piece. We think it's really good for people who might have an interest.
great, are you gonna buy a whole row for your house?
We don't.
Oh, your couch will be on the front lawn. All right, policy committee. She will still not read her policies. All right, I call for a motion to, actually, no, this is standing committee. It's the second reading of the following policies. Policy 1640, the absentee early and military mailing ballots policy. Policy 4211, the organizational chart policy. Policy 6190 for the workplace violence. Policy 6213, incidental teaching. Policy 7513, medication and personal care items. Policy 7521, students with life-threatening health conditions, and policy 7530, child abuse and maltreatment. All those in favor of accepting the second reading of those policies and adopting them, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstaining, motion carries. All right, still, I'll do that in my report. Ex officio student members report.
Alright, there's a lot of stuff going on, and I'm gonna try to just go through it really quick. So,
Did you jump through a table this morning?
no, sadly not.
Okay.
Maybe next year. I'll go back just to jump through one of the
No, it was the Bills tailgate out there.
Oh. No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Next year. So. So we had prom on the 31st. And then we had senior night. Where all the awards were read off. Then there was post graduation, that was yesterday. Today was the last day of school, for the high school at least, which means exam season starts. We also had the senior picnic and the elementary school walkthrough, which all these events, as you know, I experienced them, were incredible. I think they were the best way to wrap up my career in high school. And yeah, I'll see you for one last meeting, but I'm done with school.
Excellent. All right, any questions? You know, we haven't asked them any questions this year. Any questions? They asked from that report? Put them on the spot for the last couple meetings. We'll save it to next meeting. All right, President's report. I talked to the superintendent about a couple of things today. One thing I wanted to bring up that was brought up was the number of board members on the board. You asked a question a while ago about terms, and ironically, I had someone ask about why we only have 7 members, being a larger school district, and Star Point has 9. And many of the other ones that are our size have 9 members also. And when I talked to a couple of the board presidents from them, that's how they combated the problem of quorum. You know, you have a pool to get a quorum from that. So one of the things that I said I would bring up is for us to, and next year for that board to investigate the possibility of putting that as a referendum item if it's something that we wanted to pursue. It would not go into effect for 2 years, because you have to have it. The referendum have to be next year during our annual business meeting, and it's not until the following election that those seats that would come up there would be voted on. So just a point of discussion, I wanted to bring that piece up for that. And that's it. Superintendent.
Thank you. Tom, hiring and staffing?
Thank you very much to the superintendent and the board for the recognition for everybody tonight, including myself. We're in a really nice position. A lot of our professional positions have been hired for already. The board has executed their hiring already at the last meeting. We still have some outstanding positions. Mostly, you'll see a lot of coaching appointments, extracurriculars, and so on and so forth, as well as the SRP positions coming up in the next few meetings to prepare ourselves for the 24-25 school year. You'll also be seeing likely an additional hire for a civic seal readiness coming up as well. So really, we're on the downside of the hiring piece, but we'll be putting the pieces together over the next month or so to be ready for the next school year already. Bus drivers, always. That's certainly a priority. I say at every meeting. It's just a priority for us. We're doing everything we could do to send flyers home and book bags. Blackboard Connects, as many of you probably saw, just to get our advertising out a little bit more than we already do. So, thank you.
Great. There we go. Thank you. So if you can see on the screen there, our ETMS music department had an incredible competition at Darien Lake, and they performed exceptionally well. I know the department was just so proud, and they certainly gave credit to the elementary program, getting them ready for the secondary program. I think they're feeling they're feeling almost as though this is signifies like a rebirth after COVID of the number of students who are in our program, but also how successful they were. Our grade 6 band took 2nd place in their division. Our grade 8 band took 1st place in their division. Our grade 6 choir took 1st place in their division. Our grade 7-8 choir was 1st place in their division. Our grade 7-8 choir was considered the choir grand champion. They had the top score overall during the competition. So this was a outstanding weekend for our student performers at Darien Lake. So congratulations to all of those kids and the teachers and all the work that they've done. We're now really excited about that next step, right? Moving them as they move into this, some of them move into the high school, keeping them in our music program and continuing to grow our music program. And, pretty soon they'll have, one of the nicest venues around, certainly, to perform in. So we'll hope to continue to grow that program. Thanks for putting that up there, Dan. Athletics, last night was the Niagara Frontier League award ceremony. As you heard, our teams performed exceptionally well. You've heard it many times here. I think we were in the spring 50-8. I think that was the record of all of our teams combined, 50-8. We won the Supremacy Award again. The Supremacy Award is given out to the school district in the Niagara Frontier League who has the most wins, and the least amount of losses, has the best winning percentage. The district has now won that 4 out of the last 5 years. Prior to that, we had never won it. Prior to that, only one school district had won it besides Lockport for all the years that they did it one time. So, our athletic program is obviously doing exceptionally well. 4 out of 5 Supremacy Awards is really, really, really incredible and awesome. However, 3 out of the last 4 years, our district has received the Sportsmanship Award, and this was the 3rd out of the 4 years, so they also won that award. And to me, that's really what it's all about, and that's awesome. So congratulations to our student athletes, our coaches, athletic director, the department, and families, because you don't get the Sportsmanship Award without the parents who are teaching them that it's not just about the wins, but it's also about how they play the game. So congratulations to that whole department. I want to thank the board members who were able to join me for the Board of Education walkthrough on June 10th. We got to see a lot of, we normally do this a little bit earlier in the year, but having done it this late in the year, there were some really cool things happening in the buildings that were kind of end of the year celebration type activities. And so I think it was a really neat time to be in the schools. So thank you for those who could attend. I mentioned before that we're doing some work to make some progress on some greenway projects. Allison has done a lot of lake work already. We're doing some work with Buffalo Niagara Waterkeeper, hoping that the grant money that they can maybe help us receive will help offset some of the costs that we will have with this project. The remainder of the funding would probably come from our host communities. We still have a lot of work to do on this, but this would be for the project along Cava Creek. It would also be for the new playgrounds at all of our elementary schools, because they're certainly needing of replacement. At our next meeting, we'll be welcoming Jonah Goldman. Jonah Goldman will be our next ex officio student representative. So Ben will be kind of passing the torch. He'll be sitting next to Ben at the next meeting, and Ben can kind of walk him through, what it's like to be an ex officio student board representative. And that's all I have. That's for all of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, any questions of superintendent on his report? All right, any reports to the board? Items for board discussion? Any old business? Any new business? Public comments? It's open mic night. Can you
Well,
give a
it went in an
20
email.
20 for 1 discount?
Hold on, I could tell you. Did you send it?
The garage, fill the garage.
Rick is-
Stadium seating? Go ahead, Rick.
No, I want to apologize to the teachers, all the retirees, all the people tenured. I had a meeting and I know Mike's coming behind me, but I thank you for everything you have all done over the years, and I apologize that I missed the ceremony. Thank you, that's all.
I attended the NFL banquet last night, and I say it's the first one I attended where I was not representing North Tonawanda. So I got the stink eye from the NT tables. Luckily, there's one of my people I coached with track in North Tonawanda is now also coaching Kenmore instead, so he also got that same look from them. But it was a phenomenal evening. I'll say the Wheatfield people were surprised with the sportsmanship because it was close this year. 3 points is what separated in totals for us to receive the sportsmanship. And Matt gave a phenomenal speech accepting both the Supremacy Trophy and the banner for sportsmanship, and talked about how, you know, it's something that we work on here for sportsmanship. And you can tell, I've talked to many coaches and athletic directors in the Frontier League that our athletes are so polite and nice and caring for the other athletes, that it really does stand out. So kudos to all of our coaching staff and our athletes for that. I know it was one of the other people that were honored last night was John Roth. I don't know if any of you know him. I know you do. It was 50 years of service and coaching and athletic director for Grand Island, and he's had some health issues, and it was great to see him and honor him. Got a standing ovation. They gave him a Grand Island Vikings varsity jacket with the number 50 on it. So it was really cool for that. And I've known John for a very long time. His son Jeff took pleasure in beating me in tennis when I was first singles my junior year over and over again. It was one of the reasons I went to play first doubles following you were with my doubles partner. But it's great to see him, there, and he spoke very highly of Wheatfield and our athletes also in there. So it was very good to hear that coming from one of the most respected athletic directors to come through Western New York. So, any other board member comments? All right, that being said, I'm going to call for motion to enter executive session for the purpose of discussing the employment of particular persons. Is there a second? Second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstaining? All right, we're in executive. What do you want to do? You want